JayPing checking in live, man. RespectMyRegion.com. We're here today on the third official episode of the California Cannabis Podcast, man. Brought to you guys today by Seedless Media. Go ahead and go up to your URLs, everybody. Type in seedless.media. You guys can learn about the full-service marketing agency, one of the best ones here in North America. But today, it's not about them. Today, it's about my homie John Charukian. Make sure I say it right. Pay respect to him. John is the founder of Curbside PCH Cannabis Delivery, located in the South Bay, Long Beach meets LA intersection of this whole massive area that is Los Angeles and Long Beach. John, how you doing today, bro? Thank you for joining me.
I'm doing great, bro, and thanks for having me.
Man, it's a pleasure. We've been talking to each other for a little over a year or so now, just to be working and doing content together, and I'm happy to have you here, a part of the journey and officially a part of our podcast series. California Cannabis, man, you've been in it for 15 to 20 years. How crazy is that, right?
Yeah, you know what? Everybody pretty much says the same thing. It has been a roller coaster. Some people stayed on, some people fell off the track. You know what I mean? So, like I said, you know, a knowledge, experience of many years of the business itself actually helps a lot. I did come from the black market era of deliveries back in those, 15 plus years. I did do it for 3 years. Had a great journey. Started a family and kind of changed my life a little bit of what priority was.
Amazing.
I also did always dream and wish of one day that the capability, like the possibilities of what I have now would actually come true. It was actually of help with a childhood friend that we go back, way back when, and kind of gave me the assist, allowed me to get back into the space and provide the services and the care and the products that we've been standing behind.
Yeah, I feel like the more that I've talked to you, the greater understanding and appreciation I get for just the hustle that really goes in to operating these cannabis businesses, staying around. I think the word that I really look for is longevity and consistency. Can you speak on what it's really taken for you to get through the ups and downs of running, illegal, quote unquote, cannabis businesses, and then now what it's been like for you getting into the adult use recreational side? Because they're not the same, and they're not even close.
They are not the same. I'm sure everybody knows this. It's nothing that I have to explain. Anybody that's been in the space or tried to be in the space has encountered some sort of issues and problems. The thing of working through problems is really just taking one at a time and doing the right thing. Doing the right thing, meaning your real is going to really come out when you're dealing with people. We deal with, people on a daily basis. And I think that's our strong point. You know what I mean? I bring that old school service that people used to do back in the days, and I'm applying it to what we're doing today. And I'm getting amazing response, and you can't teach that to somebody, man. That's just something that's either in you or it's not. You know what I mean? That's kind of how I look at it.
100%. Like there's even more to be said about the different eras of cannabis. There's different strains and products and hype and waves, and just so many different variables are changing all the time. Like how do you stay on top of what people want in the trap versus oh man, people that just want to buy cheap shit versus people that want the high-end expensive stuff? It's that's such a volatile thing to have all this happening all the time.
And there's a lot of it, there's a lot of the good stuff. There's a lot of the low stuff. There's a lot of mediocre stuff. You know what I mean? It's just kind of one of those things that I think every business owner, depending on where they are servicing, who they are catering to, all that stuff has to be taken into consideration. Everybody has a POS system. There's analytics. There's stuff that you can look at if you have to reach out for help to find out. There's help there to find out. You got to know the right questions to ask to get what you want, to accomplish what you want to do. So that all comes.
A lot of so this like you said, this all goes into building, right, a cannabis delivery and scaling it. And you guys, since I've known you, you've been able to grow and scale. You've added more and more regions to your delivery areas and the radius, or the however that works in terms of cities that you're now offering to. What really went into launching your delivery? Can you break it down how difficult it really was for you to get into the compliant retail side of things?
No, like I said, when I was telling you from back in the days that I never thought I'd get to do this is one of the reasons why I said that. It's because I tried with different people. I talked to different people. I tried going to Vegas and talking to friends there and trying to figure out something. Like I really wanted to fit, like, be somewhere, because I know that I had stuff that I can bring to the table.
Yeah.
I am trying to do stuff differently. I know everybody follows like a certain thing, and I think that's kind of like where everything kind of goes wrong, because you kind of got to come up with your own. You got to like innovate, man. Like, you got to come up with something different. You got to do something different. It doesn't have to be a product. You know what I mean? It doesn't have to be a product. It could be a person. It could be human. You know what I mean? Like, just contact, human contact.
Yeah, I mean, like you're saying, just having an old school intentionality in customer service, just how you really treat the customer and treat your patients and things like that. That just really goes a long way, right?
Yeah, treat people how you want to be treated. It's a really simple formula. You know what I mean? That apparently, like, I hear a lot of bad experience people dealing with delivery services coming from people that I'm dealing with. It's really kind of sad, man. It's sad that those type of people are even allowed somehow to be able to be on a platform like this that takes away from people like us. If that makes any sense.
I mean, it's crazy because when you look at like regular world retail, right, you got the shittiest little places all over the world, and everywhere, all the way to like the fanciest places with the best ultimate, most expensive premium level of service. There's so many different types of customers out there. It's a balance of being able to be agile and flexible and understanding your customer, right? Again, you've got to really truly understand your customer.
That's the whole thing with delivery, because don't forget, we don't have the benefits of someone walking in and they see your face, you're smiling, like there's different ways. So at the end of the day, a lot of stuff does come with like experience or learnings from other businesses other than cannabis. You know what I mean? Like using someone else's vision, like someone that comes from a logistics and that does dispatching for trucks. We deliver. We have drivers. So like a dispatch is somebody that would, you know what I'm saying? Like you can always, if you bring people in, certain people from different industries that understand something a little bit more than you do, because it's not cannabis related, can really open up like your vision to creativity or think how you can do things differently.
Shout out to my mentor, Anton Stetner, real estate guy, taught me recruiting solves everything. You've got to recruit the right people. It's really important that you build the right teams, right? So in terms of you guys and the areas that you guys are currently offering delivery to, can you speak to the cities that you are currently servicing?
Sorry, man. When you say speak to the city,
what cities are you offering delivery to?
So the South Bay area basically is how we started. We do South Bay and we do Torrance. So that includes as far as like Manhattan Beach. We do Hermosa Beach. We do Redondo Beach. We do Lawndale, Carson, Lomita.
Nice. There's a bunch of cities right there.
We do Harbor City, Wilmington, San Pedro, and then we also do pretty much all of downtown Long Beach.
There we go, man. That's a lot of areas. So anybody here watching, man, make sure you all tap in and get your deliveries in. What's the website again, John?
It's curbsidepch.com.
Easy, man. Come on. Hey, anybody watching this, get your deliveries in if you're in any of those areas. We're going to continue, though. I'm interested in how your experience has gone operating in these cities. You've got a variety of areas. They all have their own cultures. Have you noticed any particular buying habits or had any particular, notable experience of like, man, maybe people in Long Beach buy a lot of this, or people in this area buy a lot of that. What do you what's kind of stuck out to you in any of these cities that's been surprising or notable?
Well, you know what? So the South Bay area consists of a lot of beach cities. So does a part of Torrance. So a lot. With that being said, a lot of the stuff is like kind of on the go stuff. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Stuff that's ready to smoke. A lot of like 5-pack pre rolls.
Yeah.
Um, a lot of like vapes. A lot of different types of vapes.
Crazy.
Vapes. Yeah, vapes is crazy. Every brand has its own lifestyle, has its own has its own contact.
Yeah.
Everybody markets a different way. Some more than others. Some are bigger than others. You know what I'm saying? So,
Yeah.
like at the end
100%.
of the day, everybody has to scale themselves. But I think at the end of the day, man, like it's a lot better place when people can actually help one another instead of thinking of like, oh my God, like this guy's here, like what am I gonna do? Like,
Yeah.
how are you, bro? There's enough for everybody. Everybody has their own little area that they cater to, and there might be something you do that I don't, or it might be something I do that you don't, like, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? So at the end of the day, everybody, there's someone for everybody.
How has your experience been working with the cities that you had to get licensed in and things like that? We talk about how you never thought you'd be here, but as you peel back the layers of lots of conversations, it's not easy for cannabis deliveries to get a location to operate. It's not easy for a dispensary to find their locations to operate. There's a lot of bells, whistles, and loopholes and speed bumps and walls right in front of you guys. Can you talk a little bit about your experience just working with the cities and getting going? Was it easy? Did you encounter a lot of difficulties?
So I'm gonna be real because that's the way to be. So my friend that I was saying that helped me get into the space,
Yeah,
he does all of our compliance, he does all our metric, he
nice.
does all that stuff. So at the end of the day, like if you can ask me anything about like anything else besides that, like as far as like the process, because I know I'll tell you what, bro, it was he was we like license was probably like took about a couple of years, and the
Oh
place
my
was just
gosh!
sitting here with like zero, with nothing, and just
Wow.
like dishing.
That's what I'm asking about. That's exactly what I'm asking about. Is how long, right? How easy or difficult is also reflective of how quickly things get going, right? Because if
Yeah.
the application's in, if the real estate's purchased, if the human passes the check and the money's there in terms of the bank and all the things, what's the holdup, right? In a lot of these things. So that's
Who
why I
the
wanted to
Hey,
ask. That's
there's a
my
lot of
question.
what the hell's, well, who the hell's, you know what I mean? And
Yep, yep,
I
yep.
think, and I know.
Ultimately it's not easy, and that's what I wanted to get out of you, is identifying that it's not easy, and those are some of the things people have to go to. Now
Bro,
this
you
is
have to go
something I
through a
know you
lot.
can
You know what I
speak to
mean?
right here.
You have to go through a lot. You have to do a lot. You don't get much back. You do have to put in time. If people are thinking, oh yeah, delivery is easy. Yeah, they all make money. So there's deliveries and then there's deliveries. You know what I'm saying? And we're a delivery. Like we're straight delivery. We're not on borrowed time. We're not on borrowed anything. You know what I mean? We're a real delivery. We're in a building. We don't operate out of a 500 square foot office. We don't operate out of our parents' garage. Um, this is real. Like, and this is like you said, for longevity. Like I've always wanted this opportunity because I'm sure anybody that has a family out there that owns any type of business, any type of business owner,
Uh-huh.
uh, always looks for your next generation, your next, like you got to leave something. You know what I mean? And that's what we're working for, man. Like we're working to leave something behind that people can keep moving on and growing on, and feeding their families,
Yeah.
and so on and so forth. You know what I mean? That's my mentality. So
I mean, hey, the title of the episode, "Building a Cannabis Empire: Longevity for the Fam," right?
yes, sir.
Doing it for the right reasons.
No,
Now,
you have to look. You have to love what you do. You can't do this if you're chasing the money. This is a long term thing. Unfortunately, people think that, oh, you have a cannabis business. This guy is, oh, he's, and come spend some time. Come spend some time over here and let's run through daily activities, and then you tell me who makes money. Please explain to me who makes the money.
I hear you. It's
Hey,
it's
Elliot.
the workers running the show, doing all the work. It's you,
Yeah.
and in your case, you guys are small, so it's you guys. It's you. as
Yeah,
part
it
of
does.
the
You know, and
market.
I respect people that are doing the right thing. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
man, I'm gonna say it, bro. Like, you know, Elliot Catalyst, like, you know, that dude's as real as as real as it comes. He'll tell you how it is, and a lot of people, you know, and a lot of people that understand and are on the right path is where it settles into you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Of the stuff being said and stuff happening, you know, I'm more enlightened on certain things by just like watching or whatnot. You know what I mean? So like,
Yeah.
you know, you get knowledge, bro. Like if you really want the knowledge, it's out there, and if you know what you're looking for.
Now, at this point, with your experience, you've operated for a while now in various markets. You got a bunch of cities for your current delivery. You know what you're looking for. So this section is about curating the right partners for your menu. And this is where part of our relationship and our time spent together has been in this way. And so curating the right partners for the curbside PCH cannabis delivery. You were talking earlier about a lot of products being more catering to the on the go user, the discreet user, the person who's just outside, right? Doing a bunch of different things, active. Those people live in those areas, they're pretty active, is the reality, right?
Yeah, yeah. Everybody's at the beach or they're somewhere or
A lot of
they
bikes,
just
a lot of
they
people
live
riding
out there, bro.
bikes and doing stuff, scooters and all that stuff. You know what I
All
mean?
of it, events. There's a lot of like, you know, they have a lot of festivals, obviously, because it's by the beach. They had a lot of music festivals over the summer. Draws out a lot of people from other states, other countries, like that come out for music festivals. And bro, you know, it's a vibe, and it's my first like went through a whole like almost a year coming up. You know, in November, end of November, it'll be like operating a full year. But you know, we've been around for longer than a year. But you know, it takes time to even start the thing. You know what I mean? It's not
Yeah.
even just like getting in there and like, all right, well, you got to wait for this, wait for that, you know, this order, that order. You want to make sure you have all your stuff before you just go online. You don't want to go online and have 3 SKUs and every day you're adding, you know, these companies and that company. So you got to have somewhat of a decent menu and some kind of a concept and some kind of study of, you know, of what's going on geographically as far as products go and brands go.
There's something that I really appreciate about you, John, is that you're always have a desire to learn. I feel like a lot of the conversations we have, I get not only that energy, but it's what you talk about. It's what it's what you've been up to. Oh, just been on the grind. I just was doing this and whoop de whoop and okay, yeah. Oh, we just scaled to this. Oh, San Diego. Oh, Long Beach downtown. Just got it. Like there's always progress because of this consistent workflow that you have, and so I really want to dive into again the curating the proper partners for that kind of growth because you have to get some kind of support from these groups that you're working with, right? It's not just placing an order. It's about communication. It's about creativity. It's about these promotions and deals and sometimes events. You and I were going to those movie nights for a little while. So talk to me about what goes into the relationship part and what you look for with your brand partners.
So Joey, like to be all honest, when I'm picking my brands, I always look for, you know, I always tell them, hey, look, man, like I know your guys' brand already sells itself, this and that, so on and so forth, but I don't want to just be another retailer. Like I want to build partnership. Like that's what I want to do. I want to know like who's like here to like ride with me because like I'm going all out. Like I'm gonna give you my 110%, but all I ask is like, do you guys have any brand support? You know what I mean? What do you guys do? There might be like people offer, oh, do you guys do like BOGOs and this and that? Well, then you gotta like kind of study your market because BOGOs might not work somewhere else. You know what I mean? Like certain areas I have, the BOGO thing doesn't work as much. Like
Yeah.
you want to do, you know, they like the percentage off. Like you know, everybody's got their little perk. You know what I mean? So it's one of those things where when you're studying that, you know, when you're studying that market and you're trying to fill out like brands, I kind of look for like social media stuff that I can like repost to help me like raise awareness to let like people in the surrounding areas know that I'm carrying the product,
Yep.
you know, whatever the brand happens to be. I've tried products from just like studies of my own that it worked out. Like,
Yeah, because you smoke. We smoke.
yeah. I'm gonna try
Yeah,
it,
you
bro. Like,
smoke.
even if I know it's not the, you know, even if I want to know, like, is this low stuff good enough low for me to even like tell someone like, hey man, you know what? We don't have this one, but let me recommend you this one because you know I could stand for it. You know what I mean? I could say something about it. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Or
absolutely.
whatever it is. You know, maybe not every single thing, but like I try to pick and choose. I get my guys that, hey man, like try this. We have a sample. Let me know what you think. I'm trying to order a few. Like, what do you think? Price point might be right. Packaging might not be so great. Like, I don't know. Like, you got to give and take from what you're getting, and you should know your market. You should know your price point of, to be able to move forward, because margins are not much when you're paying taxes. So, that just you have to walk the line. You got to pay.
Yeah,
So,
truly it's not even just understanding your customer. You have to really understand the business and each of these margins and how they flow, how they ebb and flow with each order and each basket and the cogs that go into all these different things.
Yeah, you got to come up with your campaigns. Like, I try to come up with some campaigns with certain brands. Like, we're running a Stizzy campaign right now that's really, that's moving forward for us. You know what I mean? That's working out great. This is the kind of things that I look for regardless. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to step on any brand toes or any type of stuff like that, but I don't know, like, there's certain things some people
you need what you need, man. The customers want what they want. It's supply and demand. It's our when I was working with you in that way, right? Like, the reality is you've got to figure out how to, brands have to think about customer acquisition. They have to don't just think about acquiring you as the customer. They have to think about acquiring customers, the second level. What marketing are you doing? What kinds of data are you doing? Are you doing anything to grow Wilmington? Are you doing anything to promote in Long Beach or to sell more in Anaheim or these specific areas? It's something that I don't see a lot of brands do. Obviously money's tight, but it's not that difficult to go out to a concert and bring your stickers and give them to people and talk about your stuff. It's not that difficult to grow your company in the traditional ways that people are hustling every day to do it. You know what I'm saying? It might be harder.
Sorry, go ahead.
It might be harder to go to music stuff in certain cities, obviously, right? But you can't give up on the traditional methods of acquiring customers. If you're a cannabis brand, you have to acquire consumers, and you need to be able to start supporting your retailers with more than just fucking pins and lanyards. Why don't you share some contacts for them to text? Why don't you share some people for these retailers to market to? You need to be thinking about acquiring data, right? We've talked about that.
Oh, so we put out so many bags a day, right? Like, we do deliveries. It comes in a nice gift bag, you know what I mean, with the handle. Like, it's not some like plastic bag where all the shit's like scrambled inside the bag. You get your concentrates, it's upside down, the shit's leaking from the side. Like, I don't know, bro. Like, it's the small things for me, you know what I mean? Like, the shit should be standing up straight. You know what I mean? If the bag's too big and moving around, then you need to get yourself some smaller bags. Like, I don't know. Like, it's just like logical things that I would appreciate that if I would have got the bag and then I open it up and then I see, oh, there's some extra stuff in there too. Oh, cool. Like, oh, I didn't have this, so now I got it, or whatever it is, bro. Like, it's just little things, bro. And that's
absolutely. I mean, no, dude. Imagine if you ordered eggs from Instacart and that shit arrived broken as fuck. You're pissed.
Like, yo, my eggs are all broken. Like, how did you drive these things here?
Yeah. You know, I usually, when I've ordered groceries in the past, I remember during COVID, I did that a little bit more often, but I got things that were double wrapped, double bagged all the time. There's certain things to protect them. And so, I like the intentionality there, and those intricacies are very important to the customer experience, and ultimately gets the curbside customer experience. That's something that you are committed to, you're dedicated to, you're passionate about. I have a lot of respect for, again, the hustle and grind that you're putting into both your curation from a partner perspective, and ultimately that leads to the experience aspect as well. Now, definitely, I want to talk a little bit more granular about the products that perform the best by category on your menu. Anybody can look at your weed maps or go to your website right now and look at the menu, and they can steal the brands and steal the things, but ultimately they can't steal your relationships, right? Nobody can have a relationship the same as someone that I have with you, or that my friend has with you, or so on and so forth. Everything like that is what makes either capitalism unique or just the weed industry great, right? And so my question to you here is, when you think, I want to touch base about, like, we're going to talk about the three categories, or I want to talk about the categories that you offer, and I want to talk about the best brands and products that stand out to you in those categories. So we talked about vapes first and pre-rolls first a little bit earlier. So let's start there again. What are those vape brands outside of Stizzy that are doing well for you in the areas that you serve?
I would say something that's new for us, but it's not like really new, but it's been new, but it's just starting to get going. Is Turn. Turn's been doing well. They have a good product. They have good quality stuff. They have an interesting. They have some interesting stuff actually. What
What
really
does that
drew
mean?
me? So what really drew me in? Like what really drew me in the first time and like looking into it was like these. You're not gonna see it.
Oh, it's okay. It's okay. Oh, yeah, I
Yeah,
see it a little bit right there.
yeah, these things. So
Okay.
I was like, man, I was like, this thing looks like the ear pods that people carry around all the time, like this, and I thought it was cool. So I reached out, the rep I used to have worked for another brand, started working for them. So we started that, and it's
Mhm.
been going great. That's one, and then Plug Play is another one. We
Plug
do,
play.
yeah, we do real good with Plug Play. And we're fairly new with them too. But just certain things when you bring in Gremlin's another brand that's not around like too many places, but they do have some pretty solid. They
Yeah.
have pretty good a good choice in like flowers. It's fairly priced. It's solid quality. Yeah, just like
I
certain.
reviewed some Gremlin vapes for the record. It's on YouTube, everybody. If you're interested in checking out the Gremlin vapes, I reviewed their blueberry waffles, and I want to say I reviewed their strawberry lemonade, but I can't remember. But I can tell you that the strawberry lemonade one tasted crazy good, and the blueberry waffles tasted really, really accurate, but it was just weird and creepy to me. But if you
Right.
guys are into
So
flavors, and if you're a
the
flavor
first one.
chaser, for sure, like go after that.
Yeah, for sure. I
Yeah.
agree. I that's the first one I smoked. That's the first one I got a sample of, and I was like, you know what? It just sounds so good. I was like, I have to open this thing, and I hit it, and I was like, this is crazy. And I gave it to
It's
my cousin. I was like,
blueberry.
you try
It's
this.
cinnamon. It's doughy. It's kind of. Why does it taste crispy? What is crispy has a taste? What?
Crispy as a taste.
What? Right? It was
The
so wild.
the strawberry lemonade flavor one is a popular one though too,
Oh
as
man, that was
well. The
actually
sour apple. Yeah, they got some. It's pretty solid. They got pretty
they had some
pretty good
bangers.
brand awareness. They got good product.
Okay,
Um,
so that's the vapes. Let's pivot. I got a whole table full of pre rolls over here. What are your poppin' pre rolls over there at Curbside PCH?
Poppin' pre rolls, I would say,
Blunts, joints, hash holes. What's popping for you?
man, it's really like infused. It's more like the infused joints, like the multi-pack infused joints, whether it's
Nice.
from Pacific Stone, whether it's from Jeter, the cannons, like the live resin cannons, or like the solvent. Bro, I love these things. You know what I mean? Like I know,
Oh yeah.
and I wasn't a big fan of like infused stuff because like old school, but like certain ones can are bearable. Like you can do it type deal. You know what I mean? And
Yeah,
you're
yeah,
like,
yeah.
this is so crazy because when you first look at it, you're like, what the hell is this? Like, why is it so small? Like, what's with all this thing? But I don't know. When you smoke it, you're like, all right, I get it. You know what I mean? That's why there's three of them in there. Like, it's cool.
Hey, the next
Yeah,
thing you
I
know, you
like it.
smoke 7 of them. You know what I'm saying? That's fucking. It's crazy how that shit works.
Um, a True Classic does real well.
Oh yeah, I like
I
True
do
Classic.
real
They got
well with the
great
True
weed.
Classic stuff. That has its market. That has its own market.
That's OGs and one
Bro,
or two candies.
bro, their strawberry cherry gelato is
Yeah.
fire. That new lemon cherry runts they have,
Yep. Fire.
can't go wrong. The 14 packs, like I want them for myself. I was telling Jared, I was like, hey man, like I think I just gotta buy a box and just keep them here because like this is the only ways it's gonna work out for me.
No, I feel that, bro. Some of it's great when you have partners that have products that don't only just perform to customers and strangers at the end of the day, and but your friends, your fam can also enjoy it as well to the point where
Yeah,
you
yeah,
want to
yeah.
talk
And I know
space.
there's people for that. So you know what I mean? And then I go outside the box for like extra stuff that like, that I kind of follow the market or I might like something. So I start like researching it a little bit, trying to figure out what they're about. You know what I mean? What kind of, like I said, I try to build partnerships. I don't want to just be another retailer that carries your product. You know what I mean? And if it doesn't work out for me, just so it doesn't work out, like I don't have control of that. You know what I mean? Because if I had control, or if any other owner had control, they don't want nothing that they invest into that just sits around and you know You don't want that. That's not what it's about.
Now let's go through a speed round. Quick edibles. What are the popular edibles for you, real quick?
Wild, Happy Fruit, Uncle Arnie's, and Big Pete's.
Shout out Big Pete's. I like the baked goods in there. Uncle
Oh,
Arnie's.
you know what? I can't leave Kiva out. Like the Camino gummies that they have.
Oh, yeah.
Their Kiva chocolate bars. You know, they come from back in the days, bro. I sold Kiva bars when I was doing deliveries 15. You know, there used to be the Venice Cookie Company. There's this company called CES. I think they're through like Bear Labs now, the big oil company. Those guys, I used to go to sessions back then when Tim started doing sessions back then, where it wasn't like all like, you know what I'm saying? Like I've been through all that, you know, and then I've seen some of these people, like, you know, the Russian assassin boy, bro. You used to see all these certain companies. A lot of the OG brands are not around anymore like they were before. Mm-hmm. I would like to like try to work with more of like these OG brands from before that had the fire, bro. Fire. You know what I'm saying? And try to like and try to bring those people back out. You know what I mean? I don't know, like what is it? Like THC design, like there's certain like companies from back in the days that had good stuff, but I don't know, like the market's different, you know what I mean? And people need to kind of like they need to like kind of flow with the river type deal sometimes, you know what I mean?
So shout out the edible brands, Wild, Happy Fruit. You said Camino and Kiva and all them cats.
Yeah, Uncle Arnie's, Big Pete's
as well.
You know what I mean? Everybody has their fair share of things, you know what I mean? It's all different products, like gummies, you know. There's
you guys carry health and wellness? Do you carry health and wellness?
I do not.
That's okay. So I've noticed that in the delivery, that's a little bit less frequent in terms of the delivery side of things. But let's go ahead and circle back. Do you carry beverages?
I do.
What are your beverages that you offer? I love beverages.
So the beverages are the Uncle Arnie's. We just got some can. I don't have too many different options.
Those are tasty. Those are tasty, dude. Those are tasty, man. Those are tasty. I love. Is it the mini Uncle Arnie's or the 100 mils?
I have we have the full size ones, and then we have we have the smaller ones too, the little 8 ounce.
I love those 8 ounces. That's what I do.
8 ounces is the big one, yeah.
Or I like the small baby, the mini cans. I'm in that 10 milligram range for myself. The 100 mils is too crazy for me. Now, last but not least, your favorite flower on the menu for you personally. What's your personal favorite flower on the menu, and then what is just killing it on the sales?
Okay, so personal favorite, like I said, because I am back old school. I do like my OG. You know what I mean? I grew up. That's how I learned cannabis was through only OGs and OG Kush and Bubba Kush. That's where it was at. You know what I mean? Back in like probably 20 years ago, and I'm sure other people can relate. So, so Big Boy Dro. This banana cake right here is pretty fire. They got a good true OG too. Comes in 1/8 increments.
Put it right in front of you. Be right behind it. No, you be right behind it. Yeah, if it's in front of you, it'll work. All right, either way.
It's not.
Either way, it's all good.
All good. Anyways,
there it is. There's
that.
That's because the AI wants to see your face.
Gremlin. This Gremlin moon pie right here. Moon cream pie is pretty fire too.
Okay, so that you got that Big Boy Dro, you got that Gremlin. Those are both good. Those are and
the true classic stuff, bro. Again, I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna go back to that. Yep.
Shout out to your partners, your menu. We shout out to the entire Curbside ecosystem. Now, before we get you on out of here, I've got a question. That this one is for those people that look your delivery service up, and they're like, man, there's so many to choose from. Why should I choose this one? So at the end of the day, John, why should someone choose to order from your cannabis delivery service versus the other ones that are all over Los Angeles and Long Beach?
I think I spoke about this before. Our customer service is top notch. Okay. The products whatever products that we deliver to you, we stand behind. If there's an issue, it gets taken care of. I make sure that nobody leaves. Nobody uses our services being disappointed. Sometimes, there's times where we take a little bit long, and I know this, but I'm trying to work on it. It's growing pains. That's something we're working on now. We're trying to utilize other forms of delivery, which is, putting people out in certain areas that we get a lot of orders in, kind of do the ice cream model. And that's going to really cut delivery times. That's going to keep a lot of people more happy if they're already happy, which I don't know. You can go look at our reviews on our weed maps or on Google. There's always going to be, there's always going to be one person you can't satisfy no matter what you do. There's always going to be that person. I would say don't let people like that discourage what you're doing, because that used to bother the hell out of me. Like really, we've been trying, there's a place over here in Wilmington that would deliver to. It's a certain address. It's a certain street. We've had people snatch a bag out of the driver's hand. So also what else I'm trying to do, if there's other delivery services out there, like watching or not watching, like I'm going to put together an Instagram page and I'm going to start like putting these people on blast. Only problem is they use fake IDs. They try to order, like it's always on the same street, and they still do it. I got an order again yesterday from the same street, from the same address, different ladies ID, just really random. So like I would say, like, just be careful. You know what I mean? Like I don't know what areas people service or cater to, but like
there's all kinds of sketchy shit going on.
We need to think of something, like if you're willing, help out, like we can figure something out to like be able to put something together on social media that helps other delivery services and other cannabis business related people to kind of like, I don't know, like to kind of keep people aware of what's going on when stuff happens, because there's nowhere on weed maps to report that. There's nowhere, like you can't do nothing. You're basically like,
at the very least, we should be able to flag it in point of sale, flag it at the the Uber Eats style, whatever it is, if that's Weed Maps or Leafly or whatever that outlet is, right?
Yeah.
Like you should be able to flag that address or profile or area there, or just reject it. We should be able to customize these situations to flag it or reject it.
Joey, you know what it is? It's just like if people are not like on their, if people are not paying attention for stuff like this, you can easily just go fall in that same trap 3 times, bro. Like stupid. And they're stupid because they keep doing the same thing over and over again. So it's kind of one of those things where, I would like to let let other business owners know, let them be aware, like, although they don't use the ID, there is dummy that did use his ID, you know what I mean? And that's the person's picture I'd want to put up, move his address, you know what I mean? Just let people know that if you see this person, this guy is the real person on the ID, and he still tried doing this. Like, it's crazy, bro. It happens.
Well,
so
at the very least, let's encourage communication to any cannabis retailers that do delivery out there here in Southern California. If you guys have encountered any of these types of issues that we were just talking about, be sure to reach out to me, send me a DM. You can always shoot me an email, joey@respectmyregion.com. My phone number also 206-488-3838. Happy to put you in direct contact with my guy, John. We want to encourage safe, compliant, and the opportunity to scale success, right? We want to encourage a culture and a system of that. And so it would be dope if people that, are connected to the Elliots of the world and to other prominent delivery figures or other cannabis leaders and advocates, if we could bring this to people's attention and the right people's attention to help protect cannabis retailers, specifically in the delivery space, from encountering these kinds of unsafe situations at the end of the day.
Yep. That's it, man.
Hey, man, for everybody watching, this was the 3rd official episode of the California Cannabis Podcast. I'm with my guy, John Charukian, man, founder of Curbside PCH, a cannabis delivery that serves Redondo Beach, Manhattan Beach, Torrance, Carson, Wilmington, Long Beach, and a couple other places that I don't remember because I definitely did 5 to 6, maybe 7, maybe 8 product reviews before this episode, so I've been high this whole time. Now,
nice.
If you guys have any questions, you guys can visit curbsidepch.com. They have an Instagram. My guy John's going to let you guys know what that is.
It's curbside_PCH.
Curbside_PCH. Let's go on the IG. Tap in. Of course, you can DM me there at JoeyJayPing, and I will also let you know where it is, what it is. I can share it directly to you. Happy to be a plug. Everybody, thank you guys for watching. Today's episode was brought to you guys by Seedless Media, the cannabis industry's premier full-service marketing agency for brands and retailers. If you have a company, they can grow it. Data-driven, all the great case studies to show you the proof. Over 200 clients, many of them top tier in cannabis. Some of them my former clients. That's what's so exciting about it. I love it. They've helped with my people that believed in me now went to these guys to the moon. So, John, I appreciate you again here. Thank you for joining.
Bro. I appreciate you. Thank you for having me. And like I said, this was my first podcast. I hope I did good.
Woo!
Thank you, world, and hope to see everybody.
Come on, man. Support this guy. First episode here with RMR today. I love you guys. We'll see you.